The following has been paid for by the Pens World Order. Welcome to the Let's Go Pens fan react video as Pens finish off the weekend with a point. Pens lose to the Sens in overtime, 3-2 the final at it's not Air Canada Centre, it's Canadian Tire Centre, the big rubber room there in not the capital city of Ottawa. Let's talk about it for a brief moment. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe down below. Let's Go Pens fan react right after the games or 24 hours within of the game ending, or the next video is free. Best deal in all of YouTube. So, Pens go at it after getting shellacked on Tuesday, gave a shellacking of their own Thursday. Now we go to Ottawa to finish out the week. And you know what? Somebody brought up a really good point. The Pens are 6-2 in their last 8 games, which is good. Our 2 losses have been to Colorado and New York, both playoff teams. Well, Colorado can still make the playoffs, but the point still stands. Anyway, we go to Ottawa. Fresh off of, it's the dad's trip weekend. The dad's trip always goes well. Bring the fathers along. That cures what ails us. And we go on the road. We take the long bus ride west, south, kind of west. Just you follow the border and it takes you to Ottawa to take on the Ottawa Senators. Pens and Senators, underrated rivalry of the NBC on NHL on NBC era. It ain't the days of Crosby and Daniel Alfredson, I can tell you that. And this was a game that, according to a lot of people, that not a lot of our normals were in the lineup for. That this was one of those games where you just look at the lineup card and go, oh, that's a lineup. And you just got to see what happens. You got to run with it. And even if, okay, we throw out not a great lineup, if we get a point in this, that would be fine. And at first off, it looks like it's going to be one of those nights as Thomas Chabot is left wide freaking open as Claude Giroux, yes, he's still around, playing for the Ottawa Sens, finds him wide freaking open and he blasts it into the net to make it 1-0 Ottawa. Stupid chair. To make it 1-0 Ottawa. He gets his second of the season. Claude Giroux, his 13th assist. And Gaudette gets his 3rd assist. And you're thinking, okay, this is how this is going to go. I mean, it's going to be a rough night, Ottawa. We can kind of see where this is going. But then, the 3rd line does it. The Blake Lizotte, Nola Chari, and Matt Nieto line does it. How? How is this line generating goals? How? Nola Chari and Matt Nieto are anchors that need to be traded or bought out. I will die on this hill. And now they're scoring. Now this line is scoring. Nola Chari throws a long shot in because he's out at the point for some reason, because Matt Grzelcyk is below the goal line. Why? But it works. Nola Chari, long shot, scramble around in front. Blake Lizotte gets it into the empty net on the rebound and ties the game at 1. Lizotte gets his 7th. Chari gets his 4th. Grzelcyk gets his 15th of the assist of the season. Wow. So we're tied at 1. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. We're fine. We're kosher. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. And my bad, the Blake Lizotte goal is in the 3rd period. That's where a lot of this action tends to happen. My bad. This is what happens when you do something a day later. And Drake Batherson. Let's talk about this guy for a brief moment. Drake Batherson, who just has a great backdoor feed from Thomas Chabot, who just throws a wicked wrister all the way from the circles, and there's Drake Batherson, who just sneaks up behind the goal and goes, wait for it, bam, and it's in the net. That's how they get you. And it's 2-1 Ottawa with 13:22 to go in the third period. Drake Batherson gets his 13th. Shabbat gets his 13th. Josh Harris gets his 8th assist. And you could have seen it ending there. You honestly could have. But somehow, Chris Letang, lazy wrister from the boards, goes in the net, and we're tied at 2. Just a lazy wrister from the near boards. Just, all right, it's just one of those you throw on net, you don't expect it to go in, and it goes in. Sure. Okay. Chris Letang gets his 7th. His 2nd as in many games. Sure. Fine. And this goes to overtime. And even I was thinking, like, okay. We nicked a point out of everything that's going on. And I'm fine with that. I honestly am. But in overtime, the Sens get a stop. And suddenly, Brady Tkachuk and Drake Batherson is leading a 2-on-1 up the ice thanks to a slow line change because we have Rust, Malkin, and Erik Karlsson, who's defending on the 2-on-1. That's Erik Karlsson. Oh, but somebody's going to get back to defend it. Who's Brady? Who's guarding Brady Tkachuk? That's Erik Karlsson. Brady Tkachuk just goes, oh, it's Erik Karlsson. Rips it into the net, uses Karlsson as a screen, and that ends it. And that ends it in overtime as Brady Tkachuk, the other Tkachuk, gets his 15th. Sanderson gets his 15th because it was a nice feed. The 2-on-1 developed into a 2-on-2 as, let's see, 19 was also out there for Pens. 19. God, I should know. Cody Glass was out there. Okay, that's not on Cody. But Karlsson, Cody Glass, and Evgeny Malkin. And Malkin coming off for rust. Sure. And that's how it ends. 3-2, you nick a point. And you break even on the weekend. You get 3 out of 6 points on the weekend. And I'm not 100% sure about all this. Because getting something Tuesday would have made this a hell of a lot easier. Easier to digest. But it's hard to do that when the Pens are in the situation that they are. And it feels like we're treading water with these weeks. Yes, 6 out of 8. That's good. It technically 7 out of 9, getting points in 7 out of your last 9 games. Which, yes, is good. That is good. But just a reminder to the fan base and the people who watch this, it is getting late early for this team. All right? It's getting late early. And sooner than you really want to, you're going to have to make decisions about this team. Because you're well beyond the point of, well, we just need to figure out what we are, or we just need to get beyond schedules. No. You had all of October and November for that. You had that. And if this thing doesn't start turning around soon, you're going to have to make very hard decisions. The decisions you've made so far have not been hard. They've been moderate. But you are going to have to make some hard decisions if things don't come around. Getting these points now, yes, is good. But when is the next step? When is this team going to compete and hang with even the mid-tier teams? of this league. Because this week you have Los Angeles at home, and then you travel to Nashville on Thursday. Fun. Saturday, you take on the Devils. Woo. And then our friends, the Flyers, come to town next Monday before the holiday break. And we all get 4 days off before we got to go to Long Island. We actually have a home and home against Long Island, and then up to the Pizza Dome to end the calendar year. You know, Flyers, both Islanders and the Red Wings, not easy. Not easy by any means. Yes, the Red Wings suck, but they always play us hard. You know, in Jersey, Nashville, who knows how that goes? So, again, I know Crosby was upset by the fans turning on him at home, but look in the mirror, buddy boy. Sorry, I know I'm wearing his jersey, but in the words of 1776, the musical, sit down, Sid. Sit down, Sid. For God's sake, Sid, sit down. Somebody score some goals. It's hot. They're scoring 19 upon our goalie, and we've got no defense. Somebody block a shot. Sit down, Sid. Sit down, Sid. For God's sake, Sid, sit down. Sorry, I've been sitting on that all week. Anyway, that got a little out of hand. Point is this. Keep getting points. Claw your way back up and look in the mirror while you're at it, because it's getting late early. Let's go, Pens. I'll catch you next time.